extraordinaire, the gemologist.
Hello everyone. I have a special guest for a special unboxing. This is a pretty big box, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. My Timo boxes are about this size.
Timo doesn't come in boxes. It comes in weird little orange bags.
Oh, but it can one day.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, so this box is...
Brown.
Well, no,
with
it's
brown tape.
It's a large box. It is 14 and a half, so 37 centimeters by 14 and a half, or 37 centimeters. And it is a box, and it is about 9.5 inches tall, thick, whatever, 24 centimeters. It is from Pinnacle, or Studio 2 Publishing. All right, let's open it.
Brown tape on a brown box.
Yep. It's a good size box.
It's a good size box. Ooh, bubble wrap.
Lots of bubble wrap. It's a box to keep. Wow, it's very wrapped up. All right, there's stuff in here.
Cats are gonna love it.
Well, the cats will love the box. All right, man, multiple books and multiple little things. Okay. All right, so it looks like, well, let's find the main book. Where's the invoice? And this is actually what it is Deadlands Guide to Weird West, Hell on the High Plains. So it's got multiple books, multiple accessories, a map. So let's look at the boxes first. This is a little box. It's rattling. It's like a box that it's a nice little box container. It has a magnet on it. It has a wild dice. Ooh. It's a greenish wild dice with different stuff. Oh, this looks like, this is great actually. So it looks like a box for various archetype cards. Because I've accumulated a bunch of archetype cards over the years, right?
Yes, you have.
And I don't know, do you have nails to open that?
I should.
Okay.
Here's the die.
The dice. 6-sided dice, wild dice.
Rolls pretty well, but they say it's loaded when they do stuff like that.
Yeah. Are they?
I don't know.
No. 5, 3. On the ground, it bounces.
It does bounce. 2.
Nope. All right. So a lot of new archetypes. There's a determined agent, Haro Desperado, Hexsling Card Sharp, Sister of Mercy, Ruthless Gunslinger, Confident Hugin, Eccentric Tinker, Sharpshooting Bounty Hunter, Crafty Huckster, Wandering Master, Cavalry Officer, and Rugged Adventurer. So a good number of archetypes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they look like they're all of seasoned rank. Yep, they're all of seasoned rank. So that's kind of cool. If you can start at a higher level, maybe the High Plains or Hell on the High Plains. I'm pretty sure there's an adventure there. Has that, but that's kind of cool. That now we have a box for archetypes that I've collected. I have them in other boxes, but it's nice to have an official box. Nay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the other little box. Or go ahead, Amy's pulled something out.
I found a map. You know what's on the map? Deadwood.
Deadwood.
We should rewatch that.
Yeah, we need to rewatch Deadwood. We actually just rewatched Rome, but this is it's a very nice map, single-sided, about I would say about 3 by 4, maybe.
I think it's a little bigger than that. I would like to point out that was my shameless plug to Jason Connery that we want to put Deadwood on the official movie list.
I don't know. Well, the Deadwood movie? It's 2 feet by, it's about 2 feet by 3 feet, it looks like, the map. But it is a kind of a close-in map. I can't see what the scale is here. But it is like of the North Plains, so it looks like we got Kansas, Salt Lake, Utah, Dakota Territory, Sioux Nations, Montana Territory. So pretty cool map. So it looks like it's pretty nice, right? It's pretty nice. It has all this kind of stuff on there. I guess the current campaign that we're on, I feel, is Wyoming, maybe.
I don't know. That looks like the size of your normal battle map for D&D. So I bet you could put it over it.
Well, here's like Laramie. Here's Fort Collins, Cheyenne. Right. So, interesting. All right. That's a big map.
This is kind of fun. Look, it's a chase deck.
Yeah, so we have a chase deck now.
That's kind of fun. There's even instructions on how to make it narrative.
All right. There's a little narrative chase deck. And how to use it.
It's like a deck of cards, but different.
Yeah, a little supplement here. Chase cards, what to deal on your turn. The basics, reveal, important locations, and they have examples as well. That's pretty cool.
There's even adorable horses on the front.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's follow me, that's an ace, tumble, trip, obstacle, the way narrows, wrong turn, rough ground, dangerous ground. They just keep going.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm trying to think how. So each card has a rank, and as usual, card rank, a title, the chase modifier, and then card effects. So what you do is each round you deal cards. Each wild card or each group of extras gets a chase card. If the character is faster than her fastest opponent, you get an extra chase card. If you're twice as fast, you get 2 extra chase cards. This isn't really initiative, and these aren't action cards, so edges and hinders affecting those things do not have an effect. So you choose the cards from your hand and you place it face down in front of you. Okay. So on your turn, you can play the cards. So pretty interesting. The chases last 5 rounds, in which the participants try to make the chase rolls to gather chase tokens. Each character in each group extra gets 1 chase card each, and then you play your hand as you go, and then I guess if you win the round, you reveal the cards. Then in order, follow the instructions on your card and take the actions. The prey who has the most chase tokens at the end of the chase escape. Otherwise, they're caught. So it makes it for a more narrative option.
Oh, but you know what's even more exciting? There's jokers in this deck.
Yes, there are jokers in the deck.
Oh, yeah. Benny time.
But you don't get. It doesn't look like you get bennies throughout this
No,
deck.
but it's a joke.
But you might be able to.
You get a +2.
I'm sure there's a way that you can use bennies if we read it more carefully. All right, that's a chase deck.
And there's another map with Prospector.
All right, so there's a map pack in here. And there's 2 map packs in here, actually.
There are. This one retails at $14.99.
Yeah, but I don't know how much. Or even if you can you probably have to order these online from Pinnacle. I've never really seen.
This is the only one that has a price tag.
So we're opening these individually here. Prospector's Camp is map pack 6. So it's actually a pretty good sized map, right? It's like you could put it at the table.
And you can
it's definitely it's like a total battle map. Looks like it's dry erase. 2-sided, right? So there's 2-sided. It's like a rocky camp and a not so rocky camp near a mine, which is kind of cool. And then what's on that map? Amy has a different map pack.
This one is the Boomtown. But look, if you fold it inside out, you could set that in front of you on your GM screen, and you have the same kind of a small map of what the large one is.
Right. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so it looks like it's 2-sided too. Or this is like the whole town. And what's the first side? Like there's 2 sides of it again. It's a big sort of battle map, 2 feet by 3 feet type of thing. On one side is like all the pitch tents and the one side of the town, and on the other side of the map is the other side of the town, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Is the other cover like that too?
No, the other cover doesn't have anything on the inner flaps at all, because they're 2 separate maps. All right, so that's all this accessories. Now Amy's opening another box that's in there while I look at the main book. Amy's going to open the other box and tell us about it. But this is a Hell on the High Plains book. And this book is kind of a gazetteer of Colorado, Dakota, Kansas, Montana, Nebraska, and Wyoming. And and I guess what it looks like, it's a section on each. It has an introduction, a section on each, and then savage tales at each location. So it doesn't seem like there is like an overall adventure. Was that all that was in there? There wasn't anything else in the box?
No, so this one has the pawn set.
Yeah, so it's a new pawn set for.
I don't know. You might find an adventure in there.
Well, they have like savage tales at the end of each. So at the end of each chapter, right? So for example, they have all the towns that are in their various locations, new stuff. So Savage Tales, I have like short encounters that could take place in any of these places. So, for example, under the Colorado section field, they have like field trip, Lend Me Your Ear, Mr. Cog's War, My Two Left Feet, Old Wives' Tales, Picture Perfect. So quite a few, actually. Quite a few. Yeah, I'd say a good number of Savage Tales that you could probably link together for a mini campaign in that territory. Same thing with Dakota. Same thing with Kansas, Montana, etc. So that's pretty cool. So you can just kind of have your player characters explore the area, and then have various tales at the different stops that they head to. Right. So let's see, like in Wyoming territory. Let's see what else they got. Betrayal at Bighorn. Hear That Whistle a Blowin'. Hell's Half Acre. So it's a lot of interesting stuff. It's mainly Savage Tales and a gazetteer of new stuff. And then the pawns. How many new pawns we got?
We have 68 new pawns.
Wow.
But look, number 57, it looks like a zombie T-Rex.
Yeah, it's like an undead T-Rex. And like a giant sea monster mosasaur. Look at that.
And look, this guy's doing kung fu fighting.
There's a kung fu guy.
Makes me think of Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, these are great. So these pawns are really fun. Oh, they have stagecoaches finally. Mm-hmm. Look at that. You have stagecoaches.
A horse.
Horses.
And an oxen, mule,
yeah.
Bison.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So 68 new pawns in the pawn set too. Very nice.
Yeah, and that was everything that was in there that I saw.
Yeah, I think that's everything that's in there. Nothing left in the box?
More bubble wrap.
More bubble wrap.
Cats will have lots of fun.
Well, that's cool. That's really good. Yeah, I guess that Gazetteer from Kansas to Montana, and then a lot of Savage Tales. That's great. Hell on the High Plains. All right. Thanks for joining me, Amy.
You're welcome. I just want to point out that the cover to the box on the Weird West Pawns 2 game, pretty cool. It's just the guy in the back that's shooting with two, and the woman reading the Bible and shooting with the other hand.
Yeah, so like it's and then there's Sam with the Gatling gun.
Oh, absolutely. But she has two. She has two in our game.
That's right. That's right. All right. Thank you for joining Amy and I in this unboxing.
It was fun.
Yeah. What do you think, Amy?
I think it's fun. I'm interested in the chase deck. We haven't been able to use these yet. First time I think it's coming in an adventure pack, right?
Yeah, I think so. Usually there's a way you run chases through Savage Worlds, Suede. I don't think they added anything in Deadlands, but it'd be really fun to check out the chase deck and see how it goes. It looks like it kind of is very similar to like dueling, right? When you set up, like a street duel, where you kind of draw and certain characters get to draw more cards, and then you play them and see what happens. So pretty cool. All right.
I'm pretty excited.
That was Hell on the High Plains. All right. All the accessories aside, we went over them and discussed them in the opening, but I think I'll dive a little bit more in depth into the book, the main book, the Hell on the High Plains, Deadlands Guide to the Weird West. So like I mentioned, it has 6 chapters, each detailing a region in the High Plains: Colorado, Dakota, Kansas, Montana, Nebraska, and Wyoming. They clock in at 30, 36, 36, 30, 26, and 31 pages for each of those 6 sections. And then there's a little intro. And it's a pretty thick book. There's no like advertisements at the end of the book. It clocks in at 208 pages, which does include a 2-page index and the introduction area, the introduction page, which is like 1 page. So I thought it was pretty cool, and I'll just read from the introduction. The purpose of this is to be an atlas of oddities covering a chunk of the Weird West, from the prairies of Kansas, Nebraska, and the Dakotas, all the way to the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana. And each chapter covers a different state or territory. It features like a gazetteer of bustling cities, one-horse towns, and the vast wilds of the cowpokes might pass along the trail. What important folks might be there, what sights to see will be there, and of course there's some monsters. It also, I thought was cool, it did include another set of archetype cards and a really cool archetype, or a box to hold all your archetype cards that I can add from the original box set and other things that I've received. So let's take a look. So Colorado, for example, on the first page of Colorado, it has the governor, the population, the capital, and what their major industries are. There's like a blurb on the history for the Weird West setting, for the Deadline setting, and what's going on. And then it gives a gazetteer. It talks about Boulder here, Colorado Springs, Denver, and then various locations within Denver as well. There is something on Durango, which is kind of cool, and then the dangers of the Durango Spur, Fort Collins, Golden, Julesburg, Leadville, Manitou Springs, Pueblo, and then the Rockies. And I would think what's kind of cool with the Rockies, there's also like a Rocky Mountain encounter table, and you draw a card and you roll a d20 and see what you get, which is kind of neat. So, yep. And then at the end of the chapter, so starting on page 22 or so, there are Savage Tales. And the Savage Tales are, I think in the introduction, they say these Savage Tales are downright amusing to downright dangerous. Will you get into a gunfight in Deadwood, track down cattle rustlers in Montana, or perhaps they'll go for a dip in the Ogallala Sea? So a lot of different Savage Tales. So here are the ones in the Colorado chapter. Let's see, when we get back to the Colorado chapter, there's something called Field Trip, Lend Me Your Ear, Mr. Cog's War, which seems to be a little more involved. And they have like monsters that you'll encounter and stuff like that, and whether they're wild cards or extras. My Two Left Feet, Old Wives' Tales, Picture Perfect, Solomon's Compass, and subject number 8675-309, the Sun Temple. So quite a few, as you can tell. And each one is probably either a half page to like 2 pages or so for the Savage Tale. So you can have like a lot of different, and there's maps if they're needed. If like the Sun Temple, for example, has a map with it. Some things have a monster. Some things have like a sidebar for a relic. So pretty cool, I think. And when I look at Dakota, the same thing sort of applies here. The governor, the history, and then in alphabetical order, fortunately, like a gazetteer of the different places and notable areas around the different towns, actually, right? So I think that's pretty cool. And then Savage Tales seem to cover a good, not the bulk of the operation, but at least a third of each of these sections. And they have, like I said, maps if they're needed or whatever. So here's a kind of fun, A Snare for Thee. Looks like it takes place on a steamboat, and pretty neat. So I think it's a solid book. It's a book that, if you are traveling through the territories and I would say you have a game and you just want to do, and they set upon one particular town on the map in this area, then you can see if a Savage Tale applies, or just roll on the random encounter table that's in one of the other supplement books for Deadlands. And I think it seems to be a solid product. Currently, in my Deadlands game, we are playing the Heaston Hill adventure, horror on Heaston Hill, and I would say we're probably like a third of the way to halfway done with it, but it's very sporadic and we haven't played for a while. Another cool thing about this book is it does have 3 ribbons, so you can mark different places up to 3 in this particular area. So I think that's kind of neat. So definitely looks like a lot of evocative and fun Savage Tales in all these different locations. And I'd love to get some more Deadlands or other Weird West or just Old West games to the table. So yeah, hit me up if you're interested, or if you're not, or if you have a comment about Deadlands or any products regarding Weird West and what you think of them. So this has been the Geomologist Presents. You can send all those messages to me via email at geomologist@gmail.com, or as a voice recorded message, either as email or onto DM me on the Discord. You can, or you can leave a message with SpeakPipe. I have those linked here in the show notes. I also have a link to the Hell on the High Plains. You can check out this book and all the accessories. Get them as PDF or as a set. And what else do I need to tell you? Oh, you can also try to leave me a message on Spotify for podcasters, formerly Anchor, if you so choose. It's a little tougher, apparently. But yeah, it's great if you try. I'll give you bonus points. I'll give you an extra Benny if you try and work through the Spotify for Podcasters way to leave me a message. That would be great. Anyway, yes, the intro and outro music are by TJ Drennan. Amy usually does the cover art, but today's cover art is going to be the cover of Hell on the High Plains. And this cover is by... The cover art is by Mateus Wilma. Mateus Wilma. It's probably Mateus Wilma, which is kind of cool. So, thanks for listening. I am the Geomologist. Good night and good rolling.